Hey friends, it's Pastor Ray. For about 50 years, Hollywood has been teaching us all a myth. And here's the myth. If I just get what I want, I'll be happy. Well, right now, people have more access to getting more of what they want than any generations in history, and yet articles like this are current. USA Weekend said this, feeling anxious? You're not alone. Anxiety is our nation's #1 mental health problem, and it's crippling 1 in 7 Americans, okay? And now, what's worth is the World Health Organization shows the odds of developing an anxiety disorder, they have doubled in the past 4 decades. And here's what I want to say. If you are filled with fear and filled with anxiety, that could not come from God, which is why I'm going to spend the next few sessions in this with you in a book called Philippians, which has antidotes to things that are destroying everybody's level of joy and their mental and emotional health. And Philippians is basically, it's the book of joy, okay? The word joy is in Philippians over and over and over again. And what I want to do is I just want to give you 3 facts straight out of the Bible. Number 1 is this. Joy is a key component of having a stronger spiritual life. You're going, man, I'd like to be stronger. Where do I get it? Number 1, build a rising level of joy. Nehemiah said this, don't be afraid, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. Warren Wiersbe put it like this is bright. Most Christians are being crucified on a cross between 2 thieves, yesterday's regrets and tomorrow's worries. Joy will strengthen your spiritual life. A rising level of joy, it's essential for developing healthy relationships. My wife and I lived on a university campus. I was a professor. And every day, this really cool guy, married guy, would come, and our house was on his way to his house. And we had kids running all over the place. And he would come and he would stop at our house. And he would stay for like an hour and a half, and wouldn't go home. And then finally, he'd leave and go home. Well, this happened every single day. And what I realized is this guy was married to somebody who just was so unhappy that he actually did not want to go home, okay? The joy is a massively important thing in healthy relationships. And it's essential to a strong spiritual life, to developing healthy relationships. And third is this, it's absolutely essential to having an attractive faith, which leads to impact. I don't know anybody that's going, there's a miserable, grouchy, cynical, uptight Christian. I want what he has. So the question is this, what's the foundation for a life of joy? And my life verse is in the book of Philippians. This verse it's guided me for 40 years. It has been my life verse. The Apostle Paul writes in Philippians chapter 1, and he says this, I am confident. Now he's writing this from a Roman prison, but he says, I am confident of this very thing, that God began a good work in you, and he will continue it until the day of Jesus Christ. In other words, somehow Paul disconnected his emotional condition from his circumstances, and when those 2 things disconnected, he was able to live with confidence and live with joy in the midst of circumstances that weren't ideal, which basically means this. Paul made a decision, I am not going to let other people steal my joy. My circumstances steal my joy. The Roman government, I'm not going to let government steal my joy. Sound familiar? And he made these things. One of my favorite communicators, and I'll wrap up with this, and you may want to send this to everybody you know just because of this, okay? Christine Caine made this statement, and it's basically a statement of a bold faith and joy no matter what. She said, I've decided that at my age and stage in life, I'm going to keep pressing on to lay hold of that which Jesus Christ laid hold of for me. I'm going to keep expecting him to do what he said he would do. I'm going to keep asking him to do the impossible. Isn't that great? She said, I'm anticipating more salvations, more signs, more wonders, more miracles. I'm not stopping. I'm not settling. I'm not getting cynical. I'm not getting bitter. I'm not stepping back. I'm not pulling back. I'm not succumbing to doubt, fear, negativity, murmuring, grumbling, or complaining. I started in faith, and I'm finishing in faith because God who promised is faithful. Boy, get our eyes back on God. Disconnect our emotional well-being from the things happening in our lives, and you will have a rising level of joy, and that will lead to a stronger emotional life. It will lead to a stronger, relational life, and it will lead to a stronger spiritual life. God bless you. By the way, if this was helpful to you, listen to her quote over and over and over again, write it down, and pass this on to everybody you know. Have a great day.